Welcome to the Thundercloud Sage and anyone else who might be watching right now. I want to give a big salute to all the naysayers who said we should fire Ross Atkins in the offseason. All these stupid idiots. Well, guess what? The Thundercloud is going to make sure that you never, ever tweet again. Mark my fucking words, you fucking jabronis. Here we were thinking Trey Yesavage was being built up to help our fucking bullpen. Who the fuck knew he was going to come in and be the savior? Much like Y2J was of the WWF in 2000 when the clock struck fucking midnight. We never thought this was going to happen, myself included. This guy set so many fucking records today. I don't even know where to fucking start. I'm probably going to miss a few of them too. This guy was absolute fucking dynamite tonight. That's all I have to say. He is, and I'm going to miss a couple of these stats here. He has, oh my God, just, I'm at a loss for words right now. He has exceeded expectations to the nth degree of the fucking universe. This guy was absolutely on fire today against the New York Yankees. He had more swings and misses against the New York Yankees, or a higher whiff rate, whatever the correct stat is, against the New York Yankees this year than any pitcher that faced the New York Yankees this year. And for those of you who don't know, the New York Yankees have a damn good offense, and they also hit in a piss-poor stadium. He had 11 fucking strikeouts in 5 1/3. I think he's the only pitcher that's ever had 11 strikeouts and no hits in 5 innings in baseball history. Not rookie history, but in baseball history. He set a franchise record for the Blue Jays today with 11 strikeouts. The previous records were there, with Juan Guzman and David Price with 8. So he shattered that and then some. What's the other records he broke there or tied? He's his 11 strikeouts were the 5th most of any rookie in the playoffs in history. And then I think I've got another tidbit or two up my fucking sleeve here. And this isn't even going to cover all of it. But he is it's just crazy. The second youngest pitcher with double-digit strikeout game in postseason play, to John Candelario, who did it when he was 21 years, 335 days, so almost 22. This guy did it at 22 years of age, 69 days. And also, this other stat we've got here, his 10 strikeouts through 4 innings tied the most in postseason history with Patrick Corbin back in 2019. This guy was on fucking fire. This guy is fucking awesome. This guy is over the top. And when I mean over the top, I mean his delivery is over the top. We're talking about most guys. You look at Kevin Gossman's delivery, which is pretty standard. 3/4 of a fucking delivery. This guy's over the top. I don't know what to say about this guy. This guy, he showed up today in the biggest way possible. The Jays were propelled to a win, 13-7, so obviously our bullpen didn't do so well, but we were putting our lower leverage guys in there. I don't like seeing that we let 7 runs, but I certainly do like seeing that we set a franchise record in home runs. We hit 5 of them. We had 5 of them, including an Ernie Clement home run, a Vladimir Guerrero grand slam, 2 home runs from Dalton Varsho, and of course, George Springer had to get in on the action as well. This is fucking incredible. This, to me, is the most balanced team that I've ever watched as a Jays fan since I've been a Jays fan. And I've been watching since about 1995 as a youngster. So, I've seen the Jays. This is just fucking incredible. Honestly, to be up 2-0 against the Yankees is huge. Now, there's still work to be done, obviously. I remember when the Yankees back in 2004 were up 3-0 against the Boston Red Sox, who came back and won 4-3 in that series to go on and win the World Series. But I'm just saying, let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it for a day. We're up 2-0. The odds are in our favor, but at the same time, you got to look at what's in front of you. But let's just go over the fucking box score today. 13 runs is incredible. We had 3 walks, 15 hits. George Springer 2 for 4 with a fucking walk and an RBI coming off that home run. Davis Schneider was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Nathan Lucas 0 for 1 coming in. That's not a very big sample size if you ask me. But Vladimir Guerrero so far in this playoff has a 1933 OPS. He was 3 for 5 today with that grand slam, 4 RBIs. That's fucking remarkable if you ask me. And then you got Alejandro Kirk, 1 for 5 with an RBI. Dalton Varsho hitting fucking 2 home runs today. 4 hits. 4 hits with 4 runs scored. Man, he's playing incredible. His OPS right now is higher than Vlad's in the playoffs. It's up at 2.653. That's unheard of. That's Ruthian. That's Barry Bonzian. You know, that's pretty fucking good. Ernie Clement, like I said, with the home run, and it was a nice home run. 3 for 4 today, 3 RBIs. Cannot say enough about him as a role player, specifically on defense and facing left-handed pitching, but 3 for 4 today. He's taking care of business while Bo Bichette nurses that knee injury. I kind of feel a little bad for Isaiah Kiner Falefa. No hits today when everyone else was getting in on the action. But oh well, it sometimes has to happen. And then you got Andres Jimenez, 1 for 4 with a run scored. Miles Straw with a walk and a run scored. Next matchup, what is it? Shane Bieber against Carlos Rodon on the road. Let's see if we can take care of business, because this is just what we needed, honestly. Win the first 2 games. If you would have told me we would win the first 2 games to start this series, I would have said, you're a fucking liar, I don't believe you, etc., etc. Like I said, though, our bullpen wasn't great today. 2 runs allowed by Boyle, or whatever the fuck his name is. Eric Lauer really was not good. 3 earned runs in a third of an inning. Thomas Nance wasn't much better, so they kind of allowed him to crawl back in it. 13-7, but at the same time, the rest of the way, our high leverage guys did shut the door. Louis Varland was great. Sir Anthony Dominguez was great. Mason Flaherty only got one out, but still, it was a big fucking out. I don't like seeing an 81 ERA for fucking Eric Lauer, or a 54 ERA in the postseason for Thomas Nance, or a 54 ERA for Justin Broyle. But it is what it is. We move on, and we need to make sure that we take care of business. Shane Bieber, we traded a top prospect named Cal Stevens for him. I really hope that we just take care of business in Game 3. We set our rotation the way that we want it. I want to say one thing right now, and that is, I really like the way we managed this. Putting Trey Yesavage at home as a rookie was the smart thing to do. Shane Bieber has pitched in big scenarios before. Trey Yesavage hasn't. So why would you have Trey Yesavage pitch on the road in New York? Just a brilliant call there. I mean, it might be simple, but it's still the right decision. And a lot of the times we don't give managers credit for making the right decision. We only talk about them when they make the wrong decision. The other game we had on the docket today was Seattle up against Detroit. Tariq Skubal was phenomenal as expected. However, he did lose 3-2 to the Seattle Mariners. He let two solo shots to Jorge Polanco and was it Jorge Polanco twice? It was Jorge Polanco twice. That's an alumni that I picked up in the playoffs for an injury. Shout out to Jorge Polanco. Good work. 3-2. I kind of want Seattle to win, but we'll see how it all goes. We got a 1-1 series there, a 2-0 series with the Jays. And if we look to tomorrow, the Jays are off. You got Blake Snell on the road against Jesus Luzardo. And I'm going to say that the Dodgers will win tomorrow and go up 2-0 on the road. But again, I could be fucking wrong. I was wrong about the Detroit game. I thought Tariq Skubal would get the job done, and it's really not against him. 2 runs, you would expect that that's enough, for your team to score more than that. And then you got the Cubs and the Brewers. So you got Ashby, 5-2 record this year, left-hander against Amanga. I don't know who the fuck's going to win that game, to be honest with you. The Brewers kind of potentially like the Jays that feel like a team of destiny type of a team. I'll just say the Cubs to even it up, but again, I have no sweet fucking clue. But again, I cannot say enough about Trey Yesavage and what the Blue Jays did today. Dalton Varsho, though, you got to give a big shout out to him. 4 hits, 4 runs scored, 2 home runs. Vladimir Guerrero, a home run, being a grand slam. The first grand slam in Blue Jays postseason history. A lot of fucking good happened today, and I'm fucking pumped. I am so fucking pumped, but you can't start celebrating yet. We'll pop that champagne out when, we actually take the Yankees out. And you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping for it to be on New York soil. I want to see those guys leaving their fucking stadiums early like they always do. I want to see these motherfuckers crying. I want to see their fucking tears streaming down their fucking faces. Fucking jabronis. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm trying to keep this one classy, but fuck the Yankees. Let's take care of business and move forward. Speaking of moving forward, we're going to take a look at what happened today in the NFL. Every score, every game. And, I'll let you know where I fucked up. I fucked up on a few of these picks, but I think more often than not, they're pretty good fucking picks this week. Sage is extremely happy. Sage says, fuck the Yankees too. Woo! That's what I'm hearing over there from Kingston, Ontario, right there. I heard that woo from over here. I did. I felt it too. All right. First game we got to look at is the one that took place early in the morning. No one was up to watch it. That's a problem. But at the same point, Minnesota did what I thought they would do. I think they covered the spread. I think it was a 3.5 spread coverage. They won 21-17. Dylan Gabriel, in my opinion, did pretty good for his first start. 94.3 rating, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I like what he did there. And I think Cleveland's going to be a tough out for anyone. Great defense. But at the end of the day, Carson Wentz and company were too much. Carson Wentz wasn't great, but he was okay. 236 yards, 102 rating. Jordan Mason was solid as running 4 yards per carry. But Justin Jefferson, that's why I like Carson Wentz under center more than J.J. McCarthy. He was involved to the tune of 7 receptions for 123 yards. That's a 17.6 average. So that's why I like Carson Wentz more than fucking J.J. McCarthy. Because he's going to get to the ball to the best player in the world, potentially, at his position. So, big game for the Vikings. They're 3-2. We'll see what happens, next week. Now, this one here, I would be extremely upset if I was a Baltimore fan right now. They lost 44-10 without Lamar Jackson. They might lose even if Lamar Jackson plays, but they let 44 points to a team that was 1-3 coming in. Certainly, this was C.J. Stroud's best appearance of the year. 4 touchdowns for 143.9 rating. That's probably his first really good game of the year. But Cooper Rush was under center for Baltimore with a 58 rating. What the hell were you fucking expecting? Absolutely fucking hogwash. Now, another game, it seemed like the Giants should have beaten the New Orleans Saints, but turnovers were a problem. I know Cam Scatterbo had a fumble. I know Jackson Dart had 2 picks. That's to be expected from a rookie quarterback. Turnovers were the problem because they were dominating from what I heard, but wasn't meant to be. A 73 rating for Dart. Spencer Rattler, 99.5 with a touchdown. A shit game, but I feel like the Giants, whoever they play, and I think they play the Eagles next, don't overlook these guys. Don't overlook these guys and say that they're a gimme game. They're not a gimme game. They're 1-4, but they're a tough out. New Orleans Saints, I don't really feel they're a tough out, honestly, but 2 1-4 teams after this week. Next game we got here was one that I got wrong because I really felt like Denver had been underachieving. 21-17 in favor of the Broncos. When I had started watching or listening to the game, it was 17-3 in favor of Philly. So I felt like, okay, this game should be over. But there was 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter for Denver. Bo Nix was okay, an 88 rating. Jalen Hurts, 100.8 rating, sorry. And Saquon Barkley, only 6 carries for 30 yards. So, I mean, got to give him the ball a bit more. Maybe start designing some better plays when they start showing pressure. But that wasn't done, so Philly loses. Philly's lucky they didn't lose 2 or 3 other games, in my opinion. They're not the same Philly of last year, but a big win for Denver. And you're damn right the fucking Baltimore Ravens defense is absolutely putrid and absolutely fucking terrible, honestly. You know, Dak Prescott really looks like a great quarterback this year coming off a severe injury. He was 18 for 29, 127.4 rating with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was too much for the lousy Jets, who are now 0-5. They lost 37-22. Justin Fields had a 100 rating with 2 touchdowns, 283 yards. But really, it's hard to put up 40 points on the board. So, and I don't know how much of this was garbage time too. The Jets outscored the Cowboys 16-7 in the fourth quarter. So I feel like a lot of this for the Jets was garbage time. 6 points entering the fourth frame. Seems like garbage points all the way. Dak Prescott playing great. You know, I'm not the biggest believer of Javonte Williams, but 16 carries for 135 yards. That's a fucking 8.4 average with a tote to go along with it. It's not that Breece Hall didn't rush back. He rushed very well today. 14 carries for 113 yards, no touchdown. But that's an 8.1 carry. You should feel good on either side when you're averaging over fucking 8 yards per carry, if you ask me anyway. This was a game that I did feel the Colts would win. The Colts won 40-6. I really felt, and I really felt that the Raiders would kind of keep this to be kind of a close game, but they didn't. And if I'm the Raiders, I'm gonna say, okay, you're 1-4 right now. Congrats to the Colts, you're 4-1, but you're 1-4 right now. Your quarterback just tossed 2 interceptions. That's not good at all. Geno Smith needs to play better, and I don't think he's going to. So I think that this is going to be a terrible signing. I don't know if they have a potential out after this year or the year after. I feel like you're going to be paying a lot of money for this guy. Look to draft a quarterback this year because I don't think Aiden O'Connell is the answer either. To be positive, I mean, Ashton Gianti was pretty good today. 14 carries for 67 yards. That's just under a 5 average, but I don't know. Jonathan Taylor, what's he got, like 7 scores this year or something? He's playing phenomenal. 17 carries, 66 yards. Not a great average, but he had 3 fucking touchdowns. What can I say? I mean, that's really fucking good. The Colts are banged up in the secondary, so I feel like once they face a good quarterback, they could be highly susceptible. This was a game I did feel very confident about. Now, I wasn't super confident about the game when I learned that it was 17-0 for Miami to start things out. But Carolina won 27-24 against the Miami Dolphins, who are now 1-4. That NFC East is looking terrible. You've got the 0-5 Jets, the 1-4 Dolphins. It's not looking like a great division, if you ask me. It's got a couple good teams in there, but none of them are named Miami, and none of them are named fucking New York. So, good win for Carolina, 2-3. The only thing I worry about for Bryce Young, had a pretty good game today. 2 touchdowns and an interception. I don't like their offensive line, and I don't like the receivers that they have for him. So, I'm just not... I'm not dismissing Carolina. I just think that they've got a ways to go before they become an actual good team, if you know what I mean. Let me take a quick look at the next game here. This was one that I think I said that I felt like Seattle might win it. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Wow. I'm just looking at the stats for the first time in the game. And Baker Mayfield had 135 rating almost. And Sam Darnold had over 135 rating. Baker Mayfield was 29 for 33 with 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold was 28 for 34 with 4 touchdowns and a pick. That pick probably makes the difference because they lost 38-35 to the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's a hell of a heavyweight fight. Honestly, I do think both teams will be in the playoffs at the end of the year, but that's a good tilt there. I wish I would have had that game on early in the day. Just trying to see what else we got here. We do have a Tennessee win to go over. Can you believe that? We've got a Tennessee win to go over? That's kind of crazy. This is the first time that I've said that the Titans aren't going to cover. And they didn't just cover. They took care of business. They won 22-21, a big comeback win for them. 16 points scored in the fourth quarter. Cam Ward, I'm not going to say he looked great because he didn't look great. He was 21 for 39 with a pick, 64.6 rating. Kyler Murray was a 93.5 rating, so you would think that would favor, Arizona. I'm really not sure how they pulled this game out of them. Pollard was pretty good, 14 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown for a 4.8 average. It does not seem like, other than a Mario DeMarcado, that Arizona could run the ball, but they got 81 yards on 3 carries from him, so they did outrush the Titans, and they did play better at quarterback. Wide receiving, Calvin Ridley had a huge game, 131 yards. Fumbles, I don't know, is that the difference in the game? It looks like Arizona lost 3 fumbles, so that's a pretty big deal. Whereas Tennessee fumbled once with Tony Pollard, but that's all that they had lost for the day. So, interesting. Big comeback win for Tennessee. I bet you Sage is hoping that I start betting for them to cover, because I'm sure he wants a good top 5 pick is what I'm understanding. First win, though, you never know. You never know. Maybe you guys could be as good as the shitty-ass fucking, not the Houston Astros, but the Houston Texans. This was a game where I did get horribly wrong, and kind of concerning, because this is the second game in a row where the San Diego Chargers have not been up to snuff. They lost 27-10 to the Washington Commanders, who are now 3-2. I mean, the Chargers are also 3-2, but this is concerning. You drop 2 in a row, and especially with a putrid offense, an absolutely putrid offense. Sage says it was a fluke win if you watch the highlights. Sage, tell me how the Tennessee game was a fluke win, and I'll recite it back after I break this game down here. Jaden Dale's good returning, a touchdown for 100 rating, so I mean that's a good game for him. But if you had Dak Prescott on your fantasy roster and you played him over Jaden Daniels, which I know one person did, definitely the right call there. But it's going to be hard to necessarily go away from Dak Prescott moving forward. Justin Herbert, though, just dinking and dunking. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, only 5.7 average per throw, 86 rating. Didn't even get 200 yards. Terrible. Marion Hampton needs to be better. 44 yards on 12 carries. The offense needs to be a bit more poignant moving down the stretch for the Chargers. I'll take a quick look at what Sage is saying here. Cam Ward's interception was fumbled by the Cardinals, and Lockett fell on it in the end zone. Cardinals had an easy touchdown, but the running back fumbled it at the half-yard line. Oh, wow. So it was a game where you guys should be 0-5 with the Jets, but you snuck one there. Now, Jared Goff has been outstanding. He set a record today, I believe, for, 6 games on the road in a row with a 70% completion rate. We know Jared Goff is extremely good for completion percentage. Can't scramble worth a dick. But Jared Goff today, 19 for 23. Good average, 11.2 per throw. 3 touchdowns, 153 rating. That's kind of what you expect, though, when you face the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Bengals have now lost 3 in a row. They lost 37-24 today. Jake Browning, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He did get Jamar Chase involved, and T. Higgins not so much. But that's kind of what you're going to see for the rest of the year is the Bengals just continue to shit the bed. I just hope they shit the bed next week when they play the Packers, because the Packers desperately do need a win, in my opinion. And finally, the last game of the week's actually tomorrow, with the Chiefs on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But you got New England upsetting the Buffalo Bills. There are no longer any teams that are undefeated. The Bills fall to 4-1 on the season after the 23-20 deficit. I really like what Drake May does. He didn't have a touchdown tonight. He did have a 101 rating. He threw for about 72% on his completion percentage, 9.1. I love what Stephon Diggs did, obviously. 10 receptions for 146 yards. I was worried that Stephon Diggs might be done after his ACL tear last year, but he looks like he's good to go. And Drake May, I just love what he does rolling to the right for the most part. Made some great plays down the field passing. Couple of the runs rolling out to the right didn't pan. I mean, one got back to the line of scrimmage for them to kick the game-winning field goal. Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns and a pick tonight, 103 rating. So, I mean, you can't really put that on him a whole lot. I kind of like what New England's doing. It does not necessarily help me for fantasy football that, Ramondre Stevenson's getting 2 touchdowns, but oh well. I mean, 7 fucking carries too. That's crazy. Seems like he's their goal line guy, and they're going to keep going to him. But overall, I think Mike Vrabel and company, they're building up a pretty good team. I'm not sure they're a playoff team just yet. In fact, I think they'll be on the outside looking in at the end of the year. But they are driving towards becoming a playoff team. Wouldn't surprise me if they made the playoffs this year, if I'm being honest with you. I just think they'll be one of those teams on the outside looking in. Probably, you know what I mean, 8, 9 seed. Maybe an 8 seed. They could definitely get in, though. They could definitely get in. I like what their defense is doing. They've got 2 good three good running backs. If Antonio Gibson's playing, they do have targets. They've improved their offensive line, but I'll still stick to what I'm saying. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Anyways, let's take a quick look at the comments here. Sage says we deserve the loss. I'm certain that you were hoping that you guys would get the loss, but it was not meant to be. We'll just take a quick look at the scores for today in OJ's Juicery. It looks like I will do something that I've never done in the history of my managerial career. I will fall to 1-4, and I'm pretty upset about that. I bet you I just have a kicker going. So Deflate These Balls is up 257 to 234. I'm only projected for 241. He's projected for 288. So we understand we're going to lose. Looks like Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts has bounced back. They're up 314 to 204 to Tim Tebow's Bible Club, who's in the basement with myself. The projections for that matchup are 321 to 243. Patchwork Pigskins is up 316 to 288 against Butt Fumble Safety, projected to win 349.5 to 317. And finally, TD's In Your Face is up 276.5 to 245.67 to Hard Count Net, and favored to win by about 19 points there. So, not happy reading through the box score results there. It seems like I've got an uphill battle in front of me, but I'm battle tested. I'll do what I need to do. I'll make the adjustments. I'll make the audibles at the line. I'll make my fucking hot routes, and I'll take care of business, okay? Don't worry about me. I'm not worried that I'm about to drop my fourth straight. I'm not worried that David Montgomery cost me a week. I'm not worried right now, actually. I'm not worried. Just leave me the fuck alone, and don't talk to me until I get a 500 record, okay? That's all I got to say about that shit. Anyways, I think we roundhouse that shit out of the park. I think everything's been covered. We'll be back at it tomorrow when we break down, well, the Chiefs and the Jaguars game, as well as the Brewers-Dodgers and all those other fucking games. There's only one other. 90.3, well, I've got one more thing to read before I go. 90.3% of teams who are up 2-0 in a division series go on to win. Not to jinx anything. Well, you might have just jinxed it, to be honest with you. I'm not looking at that. I knew it would be 80 to 90%. I think I said 85 to 90. But, again, the Yankees were up 3-0 to Boston. And that was a bigger deal. Boston came back, won 4-3, and then won the World Series. So, yeah, I agree the odds are in the Blue Jays' favor, but I'm not necessarily I'm not celebrating it. I'm not popping the champagne just yet. Got to take care of business first. Hopefully we can just win the next game and then there's no stress. Absolutely no stress whatsoever, but we're not going to make it easy on ourselves. It'll probably come back home to Toronto, and then it won't be a 90% anymore. It'll be like a 52.5. Sage, stop celebrating. Please, stop celebrating. You can celebrate the win. You can't celebrate the series win just yet, because it has not happened yet. You guys are going to drive my blood pressure through the fucking roof. All right, guys, it's closing time. You can celebrate the individual games. I do agree. You can celebrate the individual games, but you cannot celebrate the series just yet. You can celebrate Trey Yesavage being an absolute stud. Honestly, he's been great. And like I said before, I didn't think we would be talking about this guy setting multiple records, but we are. I thought we were just grooming him to help us with our bullpen woes, but hey, bring it on. I'd love to see him in the next round for sure. All right, guys, I'm out of here. If you haven't already, hit the like button, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Have a good night.